Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Lots of people are doing yard work today, so sorry about that, but I have a lot of energy, so I really want to get this garden bed behind me moved. I'm going to be basically moving all the plants to my existing garden beds, and also I'm going to be dividing up some of that beautiful purple sedum that you see behind me, and it's going to be like in the 70s this week. It's going to be gorgeous. So I am also pretty much ready to pop any day now. So I want to get this done before I have a sweet little baby to tag along with me. Another sweet little baby besides my other two sweet little babies. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to move this whole garden bed. We're going to make it go away. Just really doesn't do anything to my yard. I was thinking of maybe putting it next to my chicken coop run here. I just don't really know if I'm going to do that because it's another place to water if I need to water it, and I don't really want to do that. So we're going to find new homes for all these plants here, and I'm going to show you what's there and where I think I want them. Let's go. Okay, so the really tall thing here, that is catmint. We also have some irises. This is Amsonia here. This is very beautiful. It's just being neglected out here. So, and also the weeds are taking over. We do have this invasive weed here that is kind of hard to see right now. We also have this juniper here, which I should probably move as well. It's kind of like the end cap to this little garden. Our sweet little rooster, our sweet giant rooster, and then we can also move this little fire pit / rusty art somewhere else. There's some irises in there, daylilies, and all kinds of good stuff. I also have this little baby cedar tree here from my aunt down in South Jersey, which is so sweet. It's growing really well. So we'll find a place for that as well. If you can see behind, I do have like a little row of juniper bushes, juniper trees that will eventually be a screen for that house behind me. So I bought a bunch of plants, I think 2 years ago, and there was a little twig in one, which was probably like 4 inches tall, but I identified it by taking a picture, and it turned out to be a rose of Sharon. So I planted it, and this is the first year it's flowering. And there's so many buds on it, so I think it's so beautiful. I don't know if this is going to be its final resting place. I think it is far enough away. Also, those chairs aren't normally there. We just move them to mow, but it is far enough away from that juniper. But I think these are just doing so well. They finally straightened out. Got these from Facebook Marketplace, and they were planted on, a slope, and the lady gave them to me, I think for like $50 for all of them, and I think I got like, I don't know, 10 of them, but they ended up being less than $6 each, which is insane for these beautiful junipers. Anyway, back to the task at hand. I'm going to go get my wheelbarrow and probably scout out some places where I want all of these plants to live first, so that, I'm not running around with the plants dug up longer than I need to. There's also a little sage plant here. Yeah, just random stuff that needs a new home.
I'm right by the camera now. So good. It has dirt on it.
Yep.
So hand that to me. Oops.
Okay.
And the cool.
So if you've never divided or moved perennials before, it's very, very simple. You want to do it ideally on not a very hot day, and you want to try to do it in the spring or in the fall. But if you don't, you just have to keep on top of watering it. So that's what I'm planning on doing, because I'm capitalizing on however long this baby takes to come. So I'm getting all my things, all my ducks in a row, and having a blast doing it, honestly. So yeah, you just want to try to preserve as much root as possible, as many roots as possible. You can keep some dirt on there if you'd like, but it's not totally necessary. The dirt on there will help the roots from drying out. That's what you really don't want to happen in between plantings. So if you do expose some roots, you want to try to at least cover them up in your wheelbarrow or in your pot where you're transplanting, or already have a hole dug where you're going to be putting said plant. This is a forsythia branch I stuck in the ground. It's like there's a little tree that I missed in here. I will come back through and rake out all this mulch onto the grass and just smooth it out, and it will hopefully just integrate well with the other weeds that are growing there. Maybe even smother some of the invasive weed that is growing and encroaching on all my other gardens back here. All right, so we have the whole bed pretty much cleared. I did leave a little mulberry tree here that I dug up from somewhere else and put here. So we'll just let this grow into a nice big tree. But we have a nice wheelbarrow full of things. Got catmint, which after I plant, I'll cut back so that I remember how big it gets. But this little forsythia was a twig that I stuck in the ground, and it rooted really, really well. I just covered it up with some dirt to protect the roots a little bit before I plant it, but that worked out really well. We have some irises. I think these are yellow irises. A little baby cedar tree. I think like Chinese or daylilies or something. They're a kind of daylily, but they're very delicate and beautiful. This is an Amsonia or Texas Blue Star. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, I have a little cedar tree here, or no, a little blue spruce that I will put somewhere else. This little sage tree, or this little sage bush, and everything was severely lacking on water, which the junipers don't mind at all. So yeah, I'm gonna dig that up last, and if I have a different spot for it, I will move it today. If not, I'll save it for another day, but probably move it today. Anyway, let's go put these in the ground. I'm extremely proud of this bed here. This whole garden bed is completely new since last year, and I started with that red bud in the middle, and I've just been slowly collecting plants. Most of them are free, or some that I've started from seed or divided from other garden beds. And if you can kind of see on the left, there are some irises that have been chopped because I've divided them, which I'll show you a little bit later in the video. A little bit of editing magic, all that happened before, but I'm pretty much just popping in all of those plants from that previous garden that I no longer want into my other garden beds to bulk them out and just to make it more cottagey and full, because the more plants that you have, the less weeds, is what I'm trying to do. And yeah, it looks a bit of a jumble right now, but you know, it's also arguably not the best time to do it. You want to do this, you want to at least move your try to move your plants or divide your perennials in the spring, in the fall, or you can do it anytime and then you just have to keep on top of watering them. So that is what I'm going to be doing because I will be having a baby probably, I don't know, by the time you see this, maybe I'll have already had the baby, but yeah, I'm about 39 weeks in this video here. So when you have the time, you have to capitalize on it. So I'm just tucking in all my plants to the garden beds, and I will show you in the end a little bit of footage from a beautiful misty morning, and I think the plants are going to do really well here. So here I'm putting the forsythia that I rooted simply by sticking a branch that I cut off in the spring into the ground, and I'm adding it to what I'm calling my flowering hedge. I also have mock oranges, 2 kinds of lilac, and a weigela planted in my flowering hedge here. Here I did not really get a great angle to show you, but this is where I'm putting one of the little baby cedar trees, and I'm hoping that it will add some nice shade and winter interest eventually. If you've never divided perennials, this is an easy way to do it. If you want to take out the whole perennial and you just want to stick your shovel in the middle or the side, and it's usually easier to do it in half first and then cut it in half again, but you just want to make sure that you preserve some roots. This sedum is so extremely easy to root though. If you do cut off a piece of the plant and it does not have any roots, just stick it in the ground. I have never had this fail me with sedum, so if you have some stray pieces that got cut off with 0 roots, just stick them in the ground and they will root within a couple weeks. So it's a very easy plant to divide. But a lot of other perennials I do not even bother taking out completely. I just stick my shovel in the ground and divide them that way. So you see this big clump here? This all needs to be divided. So we're gonna take it, and this is very easy with bearded iris. We're gonna take this nice clump here and you're gonna crack it off. And look at that, we've got some nice roots, got a nice bulb. And then we're gonna just trim these down like that. And it's all ready to plant. What do you think?
I think you have to do more or
You're right, I have to do more. Break it off.
break it off.
We've got some roots. Cut these down. Just like that. Great job. Break this off. Look. Your birdies? Look at that. All ready to plant.
How does it look like?
It's called purple fountain grass. Here's a little garden update for the front gardens at the end of August into September. The holly has put on some berries. You can see the iris there in the background that has been chopped. The juniper are doing really well as well. There's the Amsonia, that yellow looking leafy texture there. This is the coral knockout rose that I planted in a previous video. I have a couple annuals in here, but only 2 survived. My roses are doing very, very well. I very much enjoy having those sprinkled throughout my garden. My hollyhock that I planted from seed is gracing me with beautiful flowers. This garden bed needs a little bit of work for some more late season blooms, but there is a little rose bush in here that I'm hoping will bulk out this area even more. These mums are getting ready to explode. These are hardy mums right alongside my Japanese anemone. There were supposed to be a bunch of annuals here, but the petunias got completely eaten. There's more Amsonia, more Rudbeckia. You can see behind there, I did put some more irises. This is an aster I'm showing you here. It's going to be exploding very soon with either purple or blue blossoms. There's another grassy texture I just added. And some more irises over there. I do love adding these rose bushes, and they just continue to flower, and they're just so beautiful, especially with a little mist on them in this morning. More of those 4 o'clock flowers that I may or may not plant again because they really don't have great blooms all the time. The sedum is looking really, really good. Again, another very hardy perennial. Takes very little water. I highly recommend it, and it's super, super easy to divide. More Rudbeckia. I've also divided the Rudbeckia. I think I divide it every year into several clumps. Echinacea in the background, more daylilies, and more of that purple sedum. I also tucked in some bee balm, some salvia that I grew from seed. There's more daylilies back there, some hosta, and the redbud that I planted when it was like a little twig. I think it was like a foot tall. Excited to have some more structure in this garden and hopefully some color in the spring. If you're not snapping your snapdragons for your kids or your grandkids, I highly recommend. My kids love them, and I usually make a little roaring sound when I do it for them. So these have been an absolutely lovely addition that I started from seed, I think in February or so. More Rudbeckia, some obedient plant that's taking over, some bee balm, more Rudbeckia with little lupin, and the sweet alyssum that is seeding itself in my grass. So I'm super excited about that because this is my favorite annual. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm very excited about it seeding itself everywhere, and I save seeds from these as well, which is very easy to do. Our sweet little pumpkin and gourd haul The squash bugs are awful, but at least we got some sweet little gourds. And for my kids, they're basically the size of pumpkins anyway, so.
I'm organizing these pumpkins.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.
Look at this one. This one's like so heavy.
Don't put 7